Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition, episode 16 of A Round for the Weekend. I'm your host, Ryan McCarthy. I am rocking the Adirondack IceHawks old UHL jersey from the late 1990s. So I don't know if you watch KJ or no, not KJ, Zach Mack on What's Up Belly Up or Puck Puck Pass. He's got a pretty strong hat game. I've got a pretty strong jersey game. Last week I wore my Ireland rugby jersey. This week, a couple weeks ago, I wore my St. Patrick's New Jersey Devils jersey to celebrate the return of hockey. And this week I'm rocking my old UHL Adirondack IceHawks jersey because, excuse me, just giving a brief shout out to my community, the 518, the mighty 518, I might add. We got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. This episode's entitled "The Won't the Stay-cation" because I'm on staycation. I'm on vacation. Well, basically stay vacation for the next week. I was supposed to be on my way to North Carolina as of right now, but unfortunately, because we can't have nice things in upstate New York or anywhere in New York, I would have to quarantine for 14 days if I was going to go to North Carolina. So I would have to. So we had to call off our vacation this year. I would have loved to host from Dogfish Head Brewery in Rehoboth Beach. That would have been fun. The Brewings and Eats restaurant. That would have been fun. And then the following week, hopefully broadcast from either the Outer Banks Beer Garden or Weeping Radish, which was two of my favorite places in North Carolina to go to because they involve beer and the beach. So what more could you want out of life except between the beach and the and beer? So let's get to the show. This is the first Stay-cation episode. I'm going to feature the local beer of the week, which is Racing City Brewing, the Lemonhop Kid. This is a lemon ginger wheat beer. I got a chance to visit Racing City last weekend. It's based in Saratoga, New York. So I want to say good hello and shout out to my new friend Tony, who is owner of Racing City Brewing. And I visited last week. I tried their black cherry ale. So good. So good. It's like an alcoholic version of black cherry soda. It was so good. And you sit outside on a hot day like today, against summer. Thankfully, it's summer still for the next couple of weeks. And get to enjoy a nice brew outside and maybe go inside and watch some races, because with the track being closed to the public this year, thanks to Rona, Racing City Brewing has become sort of a hub for watching the races in Saratoga. While you can watch a telecast of the races in Saratoga while sitting in air conditioning, enjoying some nice beers from a local brewery. One of the quirky things that a lot of breweries are doing right now is they're doing where you buy a small bag of chips for 25 cents, and then you can buy all the beers you want. So this is one of those breweries that kind of worked their way around the old executive order regarding bars and food and breweries in New York, which again, that's why we can't have nice things in New York. So I'm going to try the Lemonhop Kid. I got myself a crowler this afternoon, and I'm going to dig in here. And as always, I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, which is my Mason Jar mug. We're going to dive a little bit into this. And then, I got treated to some samples today, which is really cool, really cool. Really nice. I really do appreciate Tony being very generous with both his time and letting me try some of his brews. One of them was a Black Beauty Nitro Stout. It was really nice. Unfortunately, I couldn't get in a crowler because they don't hold very well, according to him, in crowlers, and I could taste why. Nitros are typically kind of flat anyway, but they're kind of smooth. But they're smooth. It's flat but it's smooth. So let's dig into this Lemonhop Kid. This lemon ginger wheat. Get a good pour going here. There we go. Ooh, I can see some of the lemon. And this takes after another brewery that used to be in Saratoga called Old Saratoga Brewing, Mendocino. They closed a few years ago. I don't know why. I think it's because of some discrepancies with their financial records. But I guess Tony bought some of the property from that brewery, and now he founded Racing City Brewing, which is now currently open. So if you're in the Saratoga Springs, New York area, go ahead and stop there. Buy yourself a little bag of chips and some beers, and enjoy some horse racing. So let's get a look at this. It's a little hazy. It's a wheat beer. When I poured it out, I could see some of the lemon pulp that you typically get in a lemon. And so let me go ahead and give us a sniff. You definitely tell it's lemony off the bat, and you can get a hint of that ginger. So let's give it a taste. Cheers, everyone, to the summer. Yeah, this is a nice wheat beer. A little sour because of the lemon and the wheat. It's lemon and the wheat is kind of the lemon and the wheat give it a little bit of a sour taste. You get a little bit of that bite from the ginger, which is nice, and it's a little hoppy for a wheat, as is in the as you can see in the title there, the Lemonhop Kid. But it's a really nice beer. It's smooth. It goes down pretty easy. It's definitely, again, it's a little bit tart because of the fact but it's nice. But the lemon, the fact that it's a wheat beer and the lemon gives it a nice little combination of crispness and drinkability. So take another sip of this and we'll move on with the show. Yeah, that'll do. All right. to topic of the week. My topic of the week, I was kind of stuck to what to talk about tonight, so I'm just going to do a sports news wrap up for the week. This week was kind of slow in the sports world because a lot of postponements and such, which I'll get into. But one thing I want to get into is that college football is back, kind of. So most of the college football season is on hold for now, especially in this part of the season. They're going to delay up until late September. A lot of those non-conference matchups that you hope to see with a lot of the elite teams, like in Alabama. And Kev, if you're watching, shout out to you in the typical Bama fashion, Roll Tide. Alabama, USC, Penn State, Florida State, all those teams that the big money teams you hope to see at a neutral site are not playing because of Rona, of course. But there are 2 football games tomorrow, and the first of them being, let's see here. The first of them being Central Arkansas and Austin Peay. That's Peay. And this is one of the only games going on tomorrow in college football. And for those of you who are gamblers, so to speak, this is one of the only games you'll be able to really bet on, because there's no other games. Now, here's the peculiar thing is, this game will be broadcast on ESPN. So with the FCS, this game, it's an FCS game, being the only game in town. It's between 2 Ohio Valley Conference opponents. It would hold in the standings. This would be a big conference game if a lot of teams were to be in action. A lot of FCS programs and a lot of FBS programs have postponed to the spring or have canceled altogether. Ohio Valley doesn't look like they did. So what do you want to look for Austin Peay versus Central Arkansas? And for those of you who don't know about Central Arkansas is the alma mater of one Scottie Pippen. Of course, if you watched Scottie Pippen, if you watched The Last Dance, you get to see a little bit about his background and where he came from and how he became one of the best players in NBA history. So, a little bit of football knowledge here for you. I'm looking at this article from the Tennessean, which is where Austin Peay is based out of, the best out of Clarksville, Tennessee. Hopefully they don't miss the last train to Clarksville after the game is over. Sorry, I had to put that joke in. If you know the reference, give me a holler. But from what I'm reading here in this preview, Austin Peay is ranked number 13 in the FCS poll, and Central Arkansas is ranked. Let's see. I'm sorry. So they're number 13 in the Hero and FCS Stats College top 25, and number 10 in the FCS Coaches Poll. Central Arkansas is number 11 in the Coaches Poll, and number 11 in the Stats Poll, and 10 in the Hero Sports Poll. Not that the rankings really matter much, because they do a playoff in FCS, and I'm hoping that the FBS will expand their playoff format so we have something similar or a little more expanded to what we see in FCS when we have 5 weeks of playoffs, including the championship game. So these 2 teams are ranked in the top 10 or the top 15 in FCS. So this is going to be looking to be a very good game. I believe both teams made the FCS playoffs last year. So looking at this article, um, it's going to be on ESPN, which is really cool because we need college football right now. We need football, period. Especially with all the messy things going on in the world, in the outside world. Sports should always be an escape from the outside world. Unfortunately, we've reached a point where it's not really become an escape anymore, which is kind of sad. But in this case, football's coming back. College football's back, sort of, until the FBS really ramps up their schedules with their in-conference schedules. And I'll get to another conference which is hopefully going to play this year in just a second. But tomorrow, I'm hoping to watch a little bit of it. Maybe I'll watch on replay. I got some family stuff going on tomorrow, which is going to be kind of a fun getaway day on my staycation. And I'm hoping I could watch a bit of the replay. Maybe if you want to, shout out to our partners at Prop Me. Maybe make a few prop bets and make yourself with some other people out in the internet and make yourself some money. So college football is back, kind of. I'm looking forward to college football getting ramped into full gear within the next couple of weeks. There are a couple of games next Thursday, actually. Central Arkansas is playing again. They're playing UAB, South Alabama in the Fun Belt, playing Southern Miss, and they got more games on the Saturday. So college football's coming back. I'm really, really happy about it. Hopefully, nothing goes awry with COVID testing and with all the messy things going on in our world in our nation right now. Speaking of the Big Ten, will the Big Ten have to have a season after all? This is reaching a boiling point, and I'm all about this because the Big Ten, if you haven't been following along, the Big Ten had their schedule released. They said they're going to do an intra-conference schedule only, and about 2 weeks ago they released their intra-conference schedule. Awesome. I'm all about it. I'm a Penn State fan, living in New York. But I'm a Penn State fan. I'm digging it. Football is coming back. Awesome. I'm really, really happy. However, a handful of days later, they decided, no, we're gonna cancel our season outright and just move over to the spring. Really? Come on. All these kids, all these parents who have invested their time, the kids who have invested their time, who have signed a contract, a letter of intent to play at your school, and the parents who have paid out their wallets to send their kids to college, and in some cases, they're paying for their kids' college tuition, and the kids are walk-on. They want to earn their scholarship, and to come back and say, no, we're just going to scrap the season. We're not going to play this year. Is a slap in the face to both the kids and the parents. Now, from my understanding, that the new commissioner of the Big Ten doesn't have a very steady relationship with the presidents of the schools in the Big Ten. So there's a little bit of tension. There's a little bit of tension there with him deciding to say, no, I'm just going to extend the season. When you have the ACC, the Big 12, the SEC, the Conference USA, the Sun Belt, the American. Those 6 conferences have said, yeah, we're going to play. Pac-10, nobody cares about the Pac-10 except for people in the Pac-10. They just canceled their season outright. I think they're going to the spring, but I have a feeling they're going to cancel all outright because of a lot of the demands that a lot of the students were asking for, especially in Washington State. They just said, no, we're going to move to the spring, or we're going to cancel outright and wait till next fall. So the Big Ten kind of threw a monkey wrench in their wheels a little bit because they had the schedule all made up, and then all of a sudden they just said, no, we're just not going to play this year. We're going to move to the spring. And now they're coming back and saying we're going to play in the winter. Where? Where are you going to play in the winter? You can't play. You could potentially play in Indiana. You could potentially play in Minnesota. You could potentially play in anywhere there's a dome stadium, but yeah, NFL teams are also using their stadiums for potential playoff games. I know the Indianapolis is probably going to. I'll get to my NFL preview in a couple weeks, but I know Indianapolis is trending as one of those top possible teams to go to the playoffs this year. Minnesota, the Vikings are always they're always in the mix in the NFC North. If you're going to have a hub city, why not St. Louis? You can say why not St. Louis, but that's Big 12 territory and SEC territory because University of Missouri plays there. So now they're looking at possibly starting during Thanksgiving weekend, which is super timing, guys. Super timing, because that's when most kids go back to school, go back home. They celebrate with their families, and are they sure they're going to play Thanksgiving? They want to start Thanksgiving weekend. I don't know. I think it's just really, really bad press for. It's just really bad press for the Big Ten, because what does that say now to the kid who potentially wants to play football for a Big Ten school? But they're saying no, we're gonna wait until spring to play, and then are they going to turn around and play in the fall too? I mean, it just seems it just seems counterintuitive to what a lot of other conferences are thinking. So I'm really hoping that Big Ten has a season. I don't know how they're going to play these out. If they're going to play them at the colleges where other universities are playing, they're going to do a couple of hub places for the East and the West. You could probably do one in Detroit. You could probably do one in Minnesota or Indianapolis. Who knows? Who knows at this point? It's a mess. The Big Ten's a mess, and they have nobody but themselves to blame for shooting themselves in the foot with this whole we're going in, but no, we're not going. We're going to the spring, but now we're going to play Thanksgiving, and it's just it's a mess. It's a mess. I'm hoping, as a Penn State fan, I'm hoping that they do go on with the season, but my hopes are dwindling for the Big Ten. So we'll see. To be determined, TBD. And also with Nebraska, I don't know if my buddy James is watching. He's a big Nebraska fan. He went to Nebraska. He's now ministering at the campus at Nebraska. I've been following on what they want to do, and Scott Frost has said, we're going to play. We don't care who we play. We want to play this year. And the Big Ten has been threatening to toss them out. To which I say, why'd you enter that relationship in the first place? And obviously we didn't know this was going to happen. But at the same time, why are you in this now turning into a toxic relationship with the Big Ten? So, all right, Big Ten, you got some stuff to do. Figure it out, as they would say at Leonard Kenny. All right, third news item, Canadian Football League. I'm a big Canadian Football League fan. They canceled their season because the commissioner couldn't land them. The league couldn't land a loan from the Canadian federal government. I don't know why they tried to go that route, and they waited so long up until the season was going to start, because training camp was supposed to start in June. There's a couple of guys from the Arena League that I was hoping to follow, them being Fab Guerra, who of the Columbus Destroyers, and Malachi Jones of my Albany Empire. I was hoping to see them in Montreal this summer to watch a couple of games up there. But obviously with everything going on with COVID and borders closing, it would be really tough for players in the United States who are stateside to get up to Canada to quarantine themselves for 2 weeks and then start training camps. There was supposed to be a hub city in Winnipeg. I had the idea of doing a hub city in Toronto and one in BC because they were both dome stadiums. You don't have to worry about elements. You don't have to worry about security too much. You can tarp off the field. You can tarp off, do a bubble type situation like the NHL and the NBA are doing. But those plans didn't come into place when the pandemic struck, and now you're out of season. And that sucks because I'm a big CFL fan. I'm a football nerd in the first place. I've got an article dropping hopefully next day or two that I do a time warp where I go back to the 2000 Grey Cup and talk about that a little bit. But you lost a whole season. That's going to be the responsibility of Commissioner Randy Ambrosi. I don't know if he loses his job over this, if the league governors are gonna vote him out, or the players are gonna do something where they're just gonna where they're gonna basically not revolt but just strike and just say, listen, we wanted to play, and a lot of players wanted to play. I follow a bunch of players on Twitter. They wanted to play. They wanted to play this year, but unfortunately the league dropped the ball, so to speak. Couldn't get their act together. Didn't have a plan formulated, and now the season's lost. We don't have a Grey Cup. We don't have what I was hoping to be a very exciting season with some of the teams that I thought would potentially be in the mix for the playoffs. There's only 9 teams. There's only 9 teams in the entire league. Also, with a possible 10th team expansion in the Maritimes, the Atlantic, that's being held off now, which again. It sucks. It's sad, and I feel for my friends up in Canada who won't get to see their favorite teams this year. So here's the hoping that there's a 2021. And what the league did was that they decided to do something kind of funky called the Grey Cup base. I'll show you two in just a second here. The Grey Cup fan base. It's a play on words, but I'll show you this. Share my screen with you. Okay, so here it is. What they did was that they did what's called the Grey Cup fan base, and what they're doing is that in addition to buying season tickets for your team, they're also offering fans the chance to basically put their names on a base that includes the Grey Cup. So with season tickets and the low price of $359 Canadian, you can put your name on this base that's coming up right now with the Grey Cup. It's a throw to the fans to say, listen, we don't want to lose you as a season ticket holder. Let me play that again. We don't want to lose you as fans. We understand all the things going on. It sucks that we lost the season. So here's your chance to ensure that this is your league. This is everyone's league. This league is driven by fans. It's been in existence for almost 120, 130 years. And this is our way of saying, thanks for sticking with us. We'll see you in 2021. You get, in addition to your name on the Grey Cup base, you also get a certificate which recognizes you as an awesome fan. And actually, this is an official website. Let me share that official website with you. That's your name in the Grey Cup fan base. So, once in a lifetime opportunity, a legacy for your family. Become a part of CFL history. Raise the cup, personal recognition, certificate of authenticity. And it's offered for a limited time only. So from now up until I think next month, you can get yourself your name on the Grey Cup fan base. And again, it's a punny name, kind of corny. But I dig it. I mean, why not? Why not throw your fans a bone for the fact that your season is lost? One of my things I would like to do for this show, I want to interview a couple guys from one of my favorite podcasts, Two and Out CFL podcast, Travis and Ty. I want to interview those guys. Those guys, if you don't give them a listen, and you want to know more about Canadian football, those are the guys to listen to. They're fun. All right, moving on to my very last topic. Bubble playoffs postponed. A bunch of baseball games got postponed this week. MLS games got postponed this week. NBA and NHL, they've ceased play until I think tomorrow. Both leagues are going to restart because they're protesting the shooting of Jacob Blake in Wisconsin. And I've got my opinions. I'm sure you've got your opinions too about the matter. It's sad. It's as Elton John would sing in his song. It's a sad, sad situation. And we got a lot of problems in our country. We've always had problems in our country. I love my country. I love the United States. I believe, in my opinion, it's the best place to live on the entire earth. But we have our share of problems. We've had our share of problems for many, many years since our inception, from slavery to the civil rights movement all the way up to now. And we try to heal the wound. We try to keep healing the wound, but then we open it up again. Then we try to heal it, and we try to open it up again. Then we open it up again, and we try to heal it. And it's just this endless cycle of trying to heal this wound, and it won't heal. And it makes my heart sad because I'll fully admit I'm a Christian, and as a part of God's creation, I believe that all men, all women, all children, they're made in the image of God. We just have different shades and it makes my heart sad, and I think it's an affront to God when you have racism, because your racism is ultimately a heart issue. Now, this shooting in Wisconsin, I don't think it was racially motivated. I just thought it was a really tragic situation where someone's got a warrant out for their arrest. He's tased twice. He's got a knife, and then the police shoot him 7 times because it's just really bad. It's bad police procedure, and there are a lot of things to fix in this case. But it's just sad. It's just a sad situation. My heart hurts for my country, and I wish we could heal these wounds that we have. And I think that's why part of the reason why these players and these leagues stopped play in this week is because they want to use their platform. Being a professional athlete, it involves a certain type of fame, and they want to use that fame to bring light. Hey, there's some problems we have here. We gotta fix this. We gotta fix this problem. So I'm hoping that we can heal our wound. Eventually, one day we can. But it's going to take more than celebrities and athletes to do that. It takes an entire people, an entire nation. It's not just politicians. It's not just athletes. It's not just celebrities. Your favorite singer, your favorite actor or actress. To fix this problem, it's a we problem. It's an us problem. Well, we can't keep shouting over each other to fix this problem. We have to sit down, be adults, talk it out, and try to heal that way. Racism is a heart condition. It's a condition of the human heart, and I think the only way we can fix this is through spiritual means. I'm, again, full disclosure, I'm a Christian, and I pray that this nation, that we can heal these wounds that we have, and that we can use this time to talk things out, have difficult conversations, have the difficult conversations, and come to a consensus that yes, Black lives do matter. But as does every other life in America. And right now, it's our African American population that's hurting the most, because we see these localized things come to a national light, and again, it's a wound that has not healed, that needs to heal. So that's my piece on the matter. Again, I'm just praying and hoping that we can just all have a conversation. We can have conversations, difficult conversations together, and try to heal and try to reconcile our differences, try to come to a consensus, and let a real healing begin. So Again, that's my piece. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me. But again, we need conversation. We need to sit down, be rational adults, have a conversation. Okay. Let's get to the comments. So including to be the Jason Statham asked me, can bald guys get girls? Yes. Yes, they can. I'm trying my hardest. I'm a single guy myself, but some gals love bald men. Some of us look better bald than others. I will say that myself. So yes, bald guys can get girls. Not sure if that was a troll. Not sure if it was an honest question, but the Jason Statham, here's to you. All right, folks. Gonna do a couple things first before we wrap up here. Partnership shout out to Prop Me. Sports are coming back again. College football's back soon. NFL. Dear God, let me NFL. We need football. And football is coming back, and you can make some money off your friends through Prop Me, which is a peer-to-peer gaming app. You can make a prop bet. Say, for example, if you want to make yourself a prop bet on who scores tomorrow first, Austin Peay or Central Arkansas. Place a couple of dollars in that bet. Someone bets on top of that. If your bet comes through, you earn some money. It goes right into your account at PropMe. So check it out. The PropMe app is called Pro Game. It's available on both Android and iOS platforms. Make some cash. Fall's coming. Make some cash. All right, folks. That's going to do it for me. Let's connect. Around for the Weekends on Facebook. Hopefully some of you are watching on Facebook right now, which is facebook.com/BellyUpAFTW. Twitter and Instagram. I have both Twitter and Instagram account for Belly Up, for Around for the Weekend, Belly Up AFTW, and YouTube, which is AFTW Belly Up. All right, folks. Again, thank you for joining me through all platforms, whether you are watching on YouTube, on Facebook, or on Periscope. Here's to you. Thanks again for watching. And to those of you who are watching on replay, thank you again for watching on replay. And until next time, I'll save you a seat. Oh my gosh, I can't remember my tagline for a second. I'll save you a seat at the pub. Cheers, everyone. Here's to the weekend.